Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Tritoncraft. We're descending down the long entrance chute to our new storage. We missed the storage room, but that's okay. That's okay because now this shaft takes us all the way down to the very bottom of the world, and you can see we've got black concrete, we've got our crying obsidian, and we've got some coal blocks mixed in there as well. I love this smoke underneath the magma. I think it makes it look really nice. And we've got some pearlescent frog lights rocking and rolling in here. This is kind of just in case I ever want somewhere where I want to do some more branch mining. This is what this is kind of meant for. But we gotta head back upstairs. Luckily, I built this nice little access thing here in case, if you're ever down here mining, you obviously need to way back up to the storage room proper. So why don't we take a ride up this shaft here? And while we do, I'm gonna show you guys a clip that I recorded back during the recording of the last episode, where I was kind of a third of the way, maybe halfway through construction of the storage room. And then when we come back, when I finally finish ascending the bubble elevator here, you guys are gonna get to see the finished product. So excited for you guys to see this. Okay, so progress update. I'm in a giant hole. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to yes, this is what the storage room used to be, essentially. But we have dug this thing all the way down to, what am I at? Level 6, and that's because I realized we had a couple of issues here. Number one, I talked about this previously. We've got all these different feed lines from all these farms and stuff that go into the storage unit. They're all in here, and they're all something that needs to be dealt with. And we also have the melon and pumpkin farm, which is this chest right here that comes out of the hopper line. We would have to have a hopper below that at the very least before we can start our actual ceiling. So I was like, we have to figure out a way to deal with this in order to make this happen and these items that come down. So I decided, instead of trying to bring everything down and then back up, although I may still do that, we'll see exactly what happens, but I could also just have it all go to a centralized spot and then go down as well. I'm going to build a drop ceiling up there, so there's going to be a gap, where we can have all of our redstoneage and all of our pipes and all of our everything, hide all of that, build a nice beautiful ceiling. Then all of our storage is going to be down here on the floor, and we'll figure out a nice, cool design to do everything and all that happy nonsense and everything like that. We've got to build some kind of staircase that's going to go up to this area here. Remember, this is all going to change. That's not going to be there anymore. And I did reroute this staircase here, but I'm not 100% happy with the way that it turned out. I mean, this is not final. I want to get some more stuff in here. I kind of took inspiration from... what did I just do when I did this? I can't remember. Oh, the pathway down to the ancient city, where I recessed these candles into the wall. I actually that's a wall back there. That's not an actual whole block. I don't know if I like this stone brick in there, though, and I want to kind of break this up texturally. So I want to think of another wall type to put in there. Haven't really tested out any other wall types yet to see exactly what I think would look best, but I want to do something that's going to contrast this, something that's going to pop out really nicely. And then, of course, we've got these clusters of purple candles that are hanging out in here, making it look all the more better. Stone brick, it might not even necessarily stay stone brick, and that may taper off into a different material. I really don't want to use stone brick in the storage room. I really want to get away from it. There's way too much of it on this island. So I want to try to find, different things that I can incorporate in here with some warmer tones, some wood tones and things like that. We, of course, have the new mangrove stuff that got added to the game, but I'm not sure if I want to do mangrove or if I want to do a different type of wood. I really haven't decided yet. And we also got to figure out how we're going to really tie this into the thing. We're going to have a slime farm in here eventually. It's going to be down here. I think I showed you guys the bounding boxes for that before. And I mean, this is still here for now. I haven't thought about what to necessarily do about it. But of course, we had to cleave the end of it off because this is where, this is where it came down into here. But I did the math on this. Just if I put as much storage in here as every light on the floor, except for these corner lights, because these all represent a chest, there would be over 200 more double chests than we currently have in our existing storage system. That's all of this and that over there. This is 350 or something like that, compared to it's 500. It's an insane number that we're going to have now comparatively. So we're definitely going to have more than enough storage to kind of take care of our needs into the future. Yeah, I don't really know what else the rest of this room is going to look like, though. Inspiration has not struck me just yet. And I'm really, really, really dragging my heels on wanting to do that overworld highway. I'm just like, oh, God. Okay, so we're not doing a highway. I'm not even outside at the highway yet. It's getting finished in bits and pieces. It'll be done before the end of this episode, before this episode comes out. But my goodness, do I have a lot of stuff to show you guys, including we've got a beautiful new floor in our very still not complete storage room. Okay, so it is a disastrous mess in here. I 100% admit to this, and I'm still kind of forming a design concept that's going to be in this room as we kind of do things. You like that I have to like build all these little tiny step ladders to get to the different sections in here to get the blocks that I've needed to build this. This has been just frustrating, just absolutely frustrating. I'm slowly but surely kind of starting to get the rest of this done, but I can't like finish the ceiling until I get these chests out of the way, because obviously it's drop ceiling, it's coming down a little bit further, and I can't close off the room until that happens. I decided to go with, so this is purple terracotta, and this is crimson wood. Absolutely beautiful, similar color palette. Like, I like that, like, purplish, pinkish, whatever. I don't know where that zombie is. I've been hearing it for days now. I really, really like that. So I kind of did a little bit of a gradient thing here. I mean, it's only 2 blocks, but you're not even really ever going to be able to see it because, of course, we're going to have all sorts of storage stuff in here covering it up. I talked before about the feed lines that we had for all of the different items that were coming in from the melon and pumpkin farm here, from our sugarcane, from our bamboo, from the ice farm outside, from the tree farm, from all of that different stuff. What I did was I rerouted all the lines and I retooled everything so that everything was coming into one centralized area. And we're going to poke behind the wall here so I could show you guys exactly what we've got going on here. Boom. So that right there, up above there, and obviously we can't see it now because it's all closed in, but it's all coming into this item sorter here. Now, we're only filtering out a few different things here, namely bamboo, the one, this is blocking the sugarcane one, pumpkin, and melon. These 2 down here are wide open, and there's no lock filter mechanism for those 2 because that's basically where everything, if it doesn't get sorted by these, it's going to end up getting down in there. I didn't want to try to do filter. I mean, number one, you can't do filters for like the smelter stuff up above, because how are you possibly going to know what you're going to be smelting at any given point in time? There's really, really no way to know, unfortunately. And that comes out right here. You can see the hoppers all line into here. We've got our bamboo here. We've got our sugarcane, our bamboo here. We've got our pumpkins here, our melons here. Some of the overspill does still end up in the master output chests here. Unfortunately, there's no way to change that unless I doubled up. I had to do the same thing with the gold farm when I used the item sorter for the gold farm. It just, like, the hopper can't control that number of items that fast. So unfortunately, some of them do end up spilling over, and I didn't want to double them up back here because I just didn't have the space, to be quite frank. Although I probably very easily could have. I could go, wait, well, I don't know. Nevertheless, I really didn't feel like it. Speaking of things that are in place here, you guys will remember we talked about that skelly spawner that is down below, and this is one of my proudest feats of redstoning. I didn't have to look up a tutorial for this or anything. I just figured out how to do it on my own. I am super proud of that. Ow, 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 ow. Jeez. But essentially, the light is on. That means the farm is turned off. So if I flip this switch, there are redstone lamps down inside of the farm that are all connected by a little, vertical redstone signal. I don't want to brag, but, I figured it all out, and I just smashed it, and I killed it, and I crushed it. But if I flip, boop, this guy off, then probably in a little bit here, and I got to stand right here. You got to stand right here. This is directly above where the spawner is, right here. Within a minute or so, we're going to start seeing skellies go zoop up there, and then they get over in a water stream down there, and then bam, they're going to be dropped here right in front of me. There it goes. Oop, see, there he is. And this thing works like gangbusters. It works so well. I'm like really proud of myself for actually like not just figuring this thing out, but for like being able to kind of put it together. Like I have already built like other skelly farms in this world. So man, he wants a piece of me. Look at him just staring at me. Well, I mean, I've already built a skelly farm in this world, obviously. Like, you know, there's really not much to it. It's really not very complicated. It's a very beginner kind of farm. Okay, fine. I yield to that. Let's turn the farm off because we definitely don't want all these guys here. I don't even really need or want any of these items, but it just kind of is what it is. Fine, I'll stop putting it off now. I swear. Let's go work on the highway. That's so close to my face. I'm so sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am proud of few things that I have done in this game. I really am. And it's not 100% done. It's not you notice there's some blackout walls here in some places like that right there. And that right there. And then, of course, behind this other little dud here, there's nothing back there because that's where our slime farm is going to go when we actually roll it in the machine to construct it. I have kind of dug out the hole for it, but that's kind of neither here nor there. But what I decided to do was well, I needed a whole new entrance to get down here anyway. All of the old entrances ended up getting basically completely changed by the construction of this absolutely immaculate storage room. Look at this place. This looks like a royal palace compared to what I had here before. I stole this design element from the farmer's market. I really love the kind of, sort of weathered copper hanging down from the chains in the middle there. I really love this middle design feature here. We've got candles lit up in there. We've got some trapdoors in there. Doesn't that look like a monster face or something like that? Scary. I've got this cool banner design. I really do love that banner design in there. We widened out that same exact thing for this side here. I really love that. This is our central thing. You'll also notice it's a little bit laggy right now. The melon and pumpkin farm is so productive. Every time I turn it on, it overwhelms the item collection system and it breaks it. And then like all the non-stackable items that I put in there, they all end up filtering back down in through here. And then everything gets jumbled up in every other chest and it's a mess. So I need to remove the lava that I put across the top of it to stop all the llama trader guys from spawning in there. And I need to put the shut off switch in there that Silent Whisperer designed. So that way I can actually turn the farm on and off whenever I'm not using it or whenever I really need more melons and pumpkins, which still is never. Here is our skelly spawner, of course, that we saw here. We've got a door in here. This leads back here to this back area, which is, of course, the guts of our item sorter. I just wanted an easier access to that where I didn't have to break some blocks, but I really love that. Underneath our floor, most places are half slabs of polished diorite, hiding lighting all underneath the flooring. Of course, we do have some soulfire lanterns here. And then in the ceiling, now, I went back and forth on ceiling materials. I was not sure what I wanted. Nothing really spoke to me like the smooth quartz did, though. And I love this, like these details here, these little details here, where it's this vertical little bit up in there. I really love that. And you'll notice the different lighting exits. It's because there's lighting up in the wall. Those are all slabs and stairs. There's no full blocks up there in the ceiling. And kind of depending on where the blocks are, it's casting a little bit of a different light. So it gives the ceiling a little bit more texture than just being a plain, flat, solid color, which is something that I really appreciate. Over here in the corner, this is probably one of my favorite parts about this room. This is our little workstation area. You come over here, you've got some smokers over here, you've got some blast furnace, you've got your stone cutter, you've got your anvils and all that kind of different stuff. Everything you could ever want over here in this corner. And you can see over here is the Axolotl Sanctuary. We expanded this down so they can now swim right down in here. We added some coral on the inside there to kind of match up with this design element here of this purple terracotta and the crimson wood. I really do love that. And I really love that. I think it's bubble coral, I want to say it's bubble coral. I really do love that design element as well. And now the axolotls can just swim right in here and they can look right through the glass at me. What's up, guy? How you doing, buddy? He knows what's up. Now in here, of course, in the middle, we do have some shulker monsters in here. This is something I remember talking about, wanting to kind of have an area to stage active projects. Okay. I still want that. I definitely still want that, but it's not going to be in this room. It's probably going to be here, because in here There's nothing in here. There's really nothing to put in here kind of either, because this is underneath where like this back section up above here is like where our mining tunnels go through. Over here in this hallway, this of course is the same exact design that is down the hallway that leads to our masons, and that's where this leads. So that's why I ended up using this design element, and this of course goes up here if we want to continue down that way ever. And then over here, it starts to blend in with the stone as we head up here into our normal basement proper. And of course, down there is our stone mason trading hall. It's amazing to me, like walking through here, like ever since I have finished some elements of this, like finished a lot of elements of this, like this hallway and stuff, all these different things, like it kind of amazes me thinking about like how much this base has changed just in the last month. Like just in the last month, none of this stuff was here. This, of course, was a hallway that connected these corridors, but there was nothing in here. It was very, very nondescript. And up here, of course, we have our little hallway. I ended up going with black stone walls back there because I wanted that dark contrast behind the candles in there. We are eventually going to go through the rest of this entire facility and replace all of these kinds of things. All this is going to get replaced by candles inset into the wall. I do really love that because I love the depth. It gives the walls a little bit more depth. The leaves, even though they offer a different color splash, it doesn't really offer that depth that you're kind of looking for. And like the pièce de résistance, this is the thing I love more than anything about this storage room. I think more than anything, the roots of the tree. I talked about this in the previous clip. I know I did. The roots from the tree, the massive, massive tree on the island that descends now all the way down into the storage unit. The roots extend all the way down here, and of course we've got some mangrove roots mixed in here. We've got some glow lichen on there offering some light and everything. I really, really, really love this. So now this is your kind of quick emergency access exit if you want to fly up out of the tunnel to get up out of here. And you'll notice, like, I should actually, why don't we do this? Because this is going to shoot me up as soon as I try to go through here. But why don't we just let the bubbles go away? And I'll take you guys up through here slowly so you guys can kind of, let's wait for the bubbles to dissipate here. But I kind of want to take you guys up through here slowly so you can see the details that I planted in here. We added in these little splashes of mangrove roots in here, so it's not just this wood texture. This, of course, is our transition into where our melon and pumpkin farms are now. We added some of this wood in here, and we added some mud, some muddy roots and stuff like that in that area there. More of this kind of stuff in here, and of course, in through there is where our villagers are. Our roots have overgrown into that area as well. I really love that. We start getting the muddy mangrove roots here because this is our original exit from this tree area that leads right out here into kind of the main area around our base. We continue up through the tree here, and we're going to find more of these mangrove areas, more lighting and stuff like that up through the trunk of the tree. You can tell we're getting into our leaf structure now, and boom, of course, we launch up out the top just the same way that we always did. And this, you guys will have to let me know what you think about this. I love it, kind of. I kind of love it. When I say kind of, it's because I'm still kind of waiting for it to fit into this area. And I think that's not that build's fault. I think it's the other builds next to it. Like the farm, if you guys look at the farm, what do you notice about this farm right here? What do you notice about it? It's all the same block. It's all just stone brick. It's all so samey. This, however, is a nice mixture of some mossy brick, you've got some cracked brick in there, and you've got some andesite in there, breaking up the texture of it. And of course, you've got water spilling over, because what I wanted to give the idea of is this, of course, is an alien spire. There's an alien spire that kind of stretches out into the skies here, but something happened where it burst open on the top here. Like it exploded open on the top here. And now it's like flooded open, and there's these breakages in here. And to be honest, we added things like this in here. Where is that? Where does that come out? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, I added things like this here because imagine I die and I don't feel like walking all the way down all the stairs to get back into the storage room. Then I can just swim up through here and still get my way back into the storage room this way without having to really mess around with it. I love this design element in here. This looks so cool to me when you're descending down through this tunnel here with the purple glass. Of course, there's pearlescent frog lights all in there. And then, of course, you've got that crying obsidian and those coal blocks, that black concrete. I think that looks amazing. I do that all the time where I get off on the wrong side, by the way. Oh, my goodness. Let's get some fish in the belly here. And now for my shame. Are you guys ready for my shame? I talked in the last clip about how there was no way I wasn't going to have more than enough storage when I finally expanded out the storage room. Let's get into the nuts and bolts of this thing here and really talk about how the storage room itself was expanded. You will notice we have, I separated concrete and glass. Those used to be paired together. All of our dyes and stuff are all in single chests. All of our woolen stuff is all out here. All of our colored stuff is all right there against that wall. I tried to go with 5 tall stacks of chests all along all of these walls here. A lot of this stuff, like, it was paired up in chests with a lot of other stuff, and I didn't want it to be that way. So I decided to break it out. And a lot of stuff ends up getting more, space than it normally did. Like now red nether bricks have their own chests they didn't used to. Now quartz bricks have their own chests they didn't used to. Things like that. We come over to this area over here and we have like our coal blocks and coal ore separated out. Our gold blobs versus our gold blocks and bars separated out. Same thing with iron and our iron blobs. All of our copper, of course, that already was separated out before. We've got our new frog lights in here. Love having those guys in here. And, of course, our new skulk blocks. I couldn't find anywhere to really work any of the skulk stuff in here. I probably still could, to be honest, if I really wanted to put it somewhere. Maybe some of the skulk veins, especially, I think might look really good in here. These kinds of things as well. These used to be paired together, so we spread those out. We spread these out into their own chests. Over here, all of our woods and everything like that, all of our tree types, everything like that, all paired all together here. All of our plant life, all these kinds of things. Mushroom blocks, seeds got their own chests and everything over here. I had to use so many freaking levels to do so many more items. Kind of ridiculous. Kind of ridiculous. So I said I was going to add what? It was over 200 more chests to the storage room. Okay. And I ended up having to add, because of all the additional chests I added, I broke all this stuff out. Helmets, chests, foot, leggings, boots, all have their own chests now. All this stuff got broken out. There's 5 different bucket chests now. I kind of got overzealous with spreading everything out in the storage room. You'll notice behind me, this main wall where all of our stone blocks are, yeah, it's 6 tall. It's 6 tall, and I didn't want to make it 6 tall, but I had to because we couldn't fit all of these blocks in here. I actually ran out of room when I was putting stuff into this storage system. I ran out of room. I honestly, words. I have no words for it. Like, I don't know how I managed to design it this way where I kind of completely ran out of space to do a lot of stuff. But like bones and bone blocks separated out. Like I separated so many things out so that way they weren't all just clumped together in the same chest. I tried to kind of organize things near other things that they were similar to. Like I wanted all of your stones and stone variants and all that stuff. Deep slate, stone, cobblestone, blackstone, all that stuff back here. And of course we've got all of our mud brick and all that stuff too. Fun fact, I never had a single block of mycelium in this game. Ever. At all. I had to go find a mushroom island and dig some up just to put it in the storage room. That's another thing that I also did as well. We also added a bunch of this stuff in here. I had like none of a lot of these types of glass in here. Now, granted, we still don't have much, but I purposely kind of kept going to my librarians, buying more glass and putting it so I could populate the storage room with it, because we just didn't, like, it was like, if I'm going to give it a chest, I got to have a reason to, right? One design element that I'm not the happiest with is this fence here, this iron fence here, kind of bridging between the wall gaps. I don't know how much I like it. I don't know how much I like it, and I think I may want to add a splash of color in there on the ceiling because the ceiling is kind of boring. I mean, it's not because it's got those different like layers of depth. You've got the lines. Like I really love the lines running across the ceiling as well. Like I really, really wanted that. That was really, really important to me to have these lines that you could follow across the ceiling. I really, really love that. But I just don't know about this. I think it might need to be something a little bit different. I tried fence there, like one of the types of wood fence. I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been crimson. I didn't like the look of that either. I haven't tried trapdoors. I'm leaning in that direction, but I'm not sure how that will look. Maybe it would look kind of cool. Like if I did these crimson trapdoors, maybe it would look like a little end cap on the end of it. I'm not 100% sure. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm so infrequently like really proud of the things that I've built in Minecraft. And I know like those of you redstoners and you know, people that love your automated storage systems and stuff, like I get it. Like, you know, I get the allure of wanting to do something like that. But number one, this is Bedrock Edition where that stuff is a little bit wonky anyway. But number two, I like kind of doing things the old fashioned way, just a little bit. Like I really, really love to kind of just do things, you know, my way. You know, and my way is to just have a nice big storage room where people can come and drop off their stuff and pick up new stuff and head off to do a new project after a new project after a new project. I just really, really hope that you guys absolutely love this as much as I do. I'm in love with it so much. I really hope that you guys absolutely love the storage unit. I hope that you guys are just really enjoying the return to Tritoncraft. I'm really loving being back in this world and doing all these amazing projects. It makes me so, so happy. But yeah. I am going to say goodbye. Like the video if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave a comment. Help me play that algorithm game. Algorithm loves engagement. If you engage with the video, it helps me grow. It helps me reach more people. So please, please engage with the video. Thank you so, so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Tritoncraft.